Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Scott Aaron here. I know it's a little earlier than usual, but I figured, you know what? Let's get the week started right. So, for those that are jumping on, please do say hi and where you're coming in from, what social platform, where you live, where you're tuning in from, but also tag some people. You can also share this video either during or after. But if you do happen to come in on the replay, please use hashtag replay so I know to go back and say hi. So again, happy Monday. Happy New Year. My first live of the new year, and so excited for what 2021 is going to bring. So again, if you're jumping on, say hi and where you're coming in from, what social platform, tag some people that you feel need to see this, and also share this content either now or after this is done. So what I wanted to do with everyone today was go over the three things to be very, very aware of. Very aware of. So my buddy Klaus is coming in from Denmark. Hi, Estelle. Good to see you jumping on. So again, if you're coming on as Klaus and as Estelle have done, please say hi. Would love to hear from everyone. You can always jump in at any point and say hi. So there's things that everyone needs to be aware of on all social media platforms. But with the changes to social media and the growth of LinkedIn in the last year, and just to kind of give you some statistical things to measure and go by. In Q3 of 2019, there was around 625 million people on LinkedIn. At the end of Q3 in 2020, there was around 725. So LinkedIn did grow significantly, but the fact is that there are a lot of issues that are now preceding that because of how many people are on the platform. So no matter where you're watching this, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, this is the year for LinkedIn. I did a podcast episode earlier this morning, kind of highlighting some of those things that LinkedIn is going to dominate the social media marketplace this coming year, if it's utilized the right way. My buddy Joe's coming on. Happy New Year from Pittsburgh. That's right, Steeler Country. Congratulations on the playoff berth. Excited to see what you guys do. Now, so there's three things. Number one, and I'm going to talk about these. Number one is spammy bait posts. You have to be aware of the spammy bait posts that are going out on LinkedIn. Now, there are spammy bait posts on all of social media. Now, type Y or yes in the chat box if you have seen any spammy bait posts going out on LinkedIn or on Facebook or wherever you hang out. Type Y or yes in the chat box because this is a growing problem. Now, there's a few different spammy bait posts that you're seeing on LinkedIn currently. The first one is actually a picture of the different reactions that you can have to a post. Just like Facebook, on Instagram, you can do a thumb for a like. You can do, it's a purple support button. There's a love. There's an insightful. There's an applause or thank you. So what people are doing now, and Joe says that he's been seeing these. So if you've seen any of these bait posts on social media, Y or yes in the chat box. Now, what people are doing now, they're using the different reactions that you can have to a post on LinkedIn, and they're basically baiting people in to bring engagement to it. Yeah, clap to celebrate. That's right. Now, what's going on is I saw one the other day It said something about, when did you start working, right? And it said under 18, do the thumb, over 18 to 25, the applause, 25 to 34, the insightful, so on and so on. So basically, people are putting these out there, and Greg has seen them as well. So what it's doing is you're pushing this out there, and then people are, liking, and they're doing the applause. It's baiting people in. So they're trying to beat the LinkedIn algorithm by doing a post like that. So what it's doing is it's forcing people to engage, thinking like, let's network. Let's see when people started working, but it's all for clickbait. It's a way for that person who's making the post have their information more visible. So when they start posting other stuff, it starts to draw traffic to it, which is not the way that you want to do things on LinkedIn. The best way to post on LinkedIn is educational and informative content, much like this. Same thing you should be doing on Instagram and Facebook, that you don't have to bait people in. People want to interact. They want to engage. They want to hear what you have to say. That's what it's all about. If that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. And again, you're seeing this on Facebook. You're seeing this on Instagram. Everyone is trying to beat the algorithms on social media. Here's the honest to God truth. There is absolutely no beating the algorithm. It's not going to happen. They're always changing it. But what always wins, what always will win on social media is when you take the time to genuinely and authentically engage with your network, providing relevant information, providing thought-provoking content, information. All of those things are going to help you on social media, specifically on LinkedIn. So Gasper says yes. Joe says yes. And again, if you're coming on late, please say hi and where you're coming in from. Tag some people that need to see this, and please share this either now or after, whenever you want. But also, if you're on the replay, just use hashtag replay. And again, I will go back and comment or whatever you do, engage. So number one is be very aware of these spammy bait posts. Another example of a spammy bait post are people, it's this quote unquote hiring manager post where someone that is claiming that they're in that type of space, and they're like, well, I had someone that applied for a job and I talked to them and they felt they were unqualified, but I thought they were qualified. So it's all about giving people the benefit of the doubt. Yes, if you agree. Now, again, this is something that I find very disgenuine and very inauthentic. So it's a hiring manager. So again, you have a mix of different people on LinkedIn. You have entrepreneurs, you have business coaches, you have hiring managers. If you're seeing a post like that where it's all about, I had this person that I was interviewing and they did this, that, or the other, so I disqualified for them for the job. So you have to be, it's a way to bait people in to get them to agree. But here's the back end of that. So people that see those types of posts, you're like, oh my God, there is so much engagement. There's like 2,000 likes. There's about 800 comments. What is going on here? Now, on the back end of that, which you guys may not realize is going on, there is a secret society on LinkedIn and now on Facebook and Instagram, and these are called engagement pods. Now, an engagement pod can be one of two things. It could be free and it could be paid. So people will pay to be part of an engagement pod where people will like and comment on their stuff, whether you've read it or not. So you're a part of this engagement pod with 100, 120 other people. So whenever a post goes out, you like and you comment it. Some are free, some are paid. Now listen, I want you to ask yourselves, how genuine is that? How authentic is that? How real is that? That is another form of forced engagement. So what I want, the big picture is this. Do not fall into the trap of the visual and numerical statistics that you're seeing on these posts. Do not fall into that trap. They are just aesthetics. It doesn't mean that there's any great impact happening outside of that. So again, if you've seen that, if that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. If you're coming on late, hi and where you're coming in from, tag some people, share this video, hashtag replay if you're coming in on the replay. That's number one. Number two, the other thing that you need to be aware of this coming year are the spammy AI messages. The spammy AI messages. Now, Gasper said the other side of the coin is to make sure that we engage with each other's content once we have verified identity in authentic ways. That is what I'm talking about. I want you guys to read this. The other side of the coin is to make sure that we engage with each other's content once we have verified identity in an authentic way. So what Gasper is saying is, look at what someone is posting. Do you resonate with it? Does it really leave you in a better way? That should allow you to then go and engage with it. So Gasper, I love what you brought to that. So thank you very much. And Bodie, Greg Morris said, yes, he definitely sees that stuff going on there. So the other thing that you're seeing are these spammy AI messages. So people are using programs like Duck Soup or other marketing companies that basically say, hey, listen, you pay us X amount of dollars a month. We are going to send connections and messages for you, so your calendar is going to fill up with appointments. Problem is, artificial intelligence is not as good as organic human connection. You can't automate human connection. Human connection has to be created. So the fact that there are people out there that are using software or copy and pasting and just literally just blind messaging people, whether it's putting a name to it or not, everyone knows, everyone that's on here right now, if you're watching on LinkedIn, if you're watching on Facebook, wherever you're watching from, every single one of you has experienced this. I experience it every single day. I get those automated disingenuous messages every single day. Someone trying to pitch me, someone trying to sell me. I can read right through it. I can see between the lines. And I know that it is not that person that's messaging me. I know that it's a software or a marketing company that they are using that's actually doing it for them. And if you have experienced this, type I have in the chat box. And if you're coming on late, again, say hi and where you're coming in from. Would love to hear from all of you guys. And if you have experienced this, I have. This is a big problem. Now, what can we do about it? Well, I'll tell you what I do about it. There's two things that I do. Number one, I will actually reply back to the person and say, hey, so-and-so, did you send this yourself or are you using a software to do this? Now, it's one of those things. There's my friend Kathy. Good to see you. Betty says, yes, she has. Kim says, can we use standard messaging to start conversation and personalize as the person engages? Yeah, so you should use, and I've gone over this before, is the magic formula. You craft your own message and you send it on your own. And then once the person engages, but you should not use any sort of automated message to send to that person. Everything should be done by hand. If you can't take 15 to 20 extra minutes a day to send out genuine, authentic messages to people on LinkedIn, then you shouldn't be on there. And Greg says he has, it's just high-tech telemarketing. It's the absolute truth. So, Kathy said, good question. So you always want to create that message on your own and really customize it to each person that you send it to. So the automation is actually killing LinkedIn right now. And this is what people do. They're sending these stock messages that a marketing software that they've downloaded is using, where they're setting it and forgetting it. And you're noticing that it's really not getting any sort of specific good rate. Gotcha. I've never used automated messages. Do not want to go there. Do not go there, Kim. People can always tell that it's you when they are messaging. So great questions, and keep them coming. Now, so you could do two things. Number one, I always reply back to that person and say, did you really send this? Was this you sending it? They will back check and say, oh yeah, it was me. I send this message to every new connection. And I'll say, listen, if you really want to make a genuine connection with someone, make it more meaningful. And if you're using software, stop. Now, if I don't respond, but I still get a few messages after that from that person. So a lot of you that are on here, when you are connecting with these people and they have messaged you, a lot of them will send you multiple messages in a row, whether you reply or not. So, they send you a message, you ignore it. 2 days later, you get a follow-up message. 2 days later, follow-up message. If I get multiple messages in a row from that person without me responding, that is grounds, and that's grounds for me to remove the connection and block the person. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would I block the person? Well, here's the thing. If you're connected to that person, they have access to all of your connections. So if they're spamming you, they're spamming them as well. And the last thing, that I'm very protective of the people in my network. My first connections, I'm very protective of. I want them being introduced and connecting with the right people. So if I have someone within my network that is spamming me, I do not want them spamming any of my first connections. I value those relationships very highly. So I will actually remove and block that person so they do not have access to any of my connections. So that's my suggestion of what you guys should do. Now, if that all makes sense, Y or yes in the chat box. Tag some teammates, share this video, say hi if you're coming on late, hashtag replay if you're joining after. Obviously, would love to come back and say hi. That's number 2. Number 3. And this is another growing problem that I am looking to really help LinkedIn with. And that is the fact that you're seeing a very, very big uptick in spammy network marketers. Spammy network marketers. Now, you may be on here and you may or may not be a network marketer. Doesn't matter. The fact is that Kathy says yes. Kim said, looking forward to your 5-day challenge, which I'm going to be talking about at the end. And Greg says yes. So everyone knows, they're familiar with network marketing. You have the Amways of the world, the Herbalifes of the world, those types of companies. But what's going on right now, and this is another big problem, is there are a lot of companies and there's a lot of leaders within network marketing that had success on Facebook and Instagram and are now seeing a downturn in the results that they're getting from social media. So what are they saying? What's an untapped area? What's an untapped market? LinkedIn's not tapped. Let's tap in there. It's very untapped. It's very green, so to speak. So, and straight up scammers. And Greg's exactly right. So here's what's happening. You have these network marketers that are coming onto the platform and you can see them from a mile away. And I'm going to give you some things. If you ever see someone on LinkedIn trying to connect with you that has something like 6-figure side hustle, red flag. Online marketer or stay at home or residual income expert or any of those things, complete red flag. Do not take the time to connect, message, or collaborate with that person, because they're just going to try to sell you what they have to offer. Now, I do work with a lot of network marketers, but I teach them how to build their brand, but most importantly, build genuine connection with the connections that they're making on LinkedIn without selling or pitching. The mistake that other network marketers are doing, they're taking the advice of people that don't know what they're doing on LinkedIn. They're using strategies from Facebook and Instagram and saying, you know what, it'll probably work on LinkedIn too. So now they're inundating and they're flooding everything on LinkedIn with these spammy and scammy ways of using the platform. Now, again, what can you do? If you connect with someone, and again, you'll learn from experience whether they get you on the phone and they just try to pitch and sell the whole time, get you to join their team, blah, blah, blah. But if you see someone that has that six-figure side hustle or, corporate dropout, online, success, whatever it is, you're seeing, if my wife calls it the smell test. If it doesn't pass the smell test, it probably stinks. And it's probably going to be scammy, and it's probably going to be spammy. So if you are a network marketer and I've worked with you, obviously you know the right and wrong ways to do things. If you are a network marketer and I've never worked with you, then you want to take some different strategies and tactics to do that. And Kim mentioned this, but my wife and I are actually hosting a 5-day LinkedIn intensive called Amateur to Expert. And it's free. It's from January 18th to the 22nd. It's free to register. If anyone that's on here, you would like to register, just type in I do in the chat box, either now or on the replay whenever you jump on. I will send you a link to register. The trainings are going to be Monday through Thursday. So the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, they are going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Friday the 22nd is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern. They're going to be recorded so people can go back and watch the replay, and they're available till the following Tuesday, which I believe is the 26th. The 26th. So if you would like to be a part of this free 5-day LinkedIn intensive, basically just type in I would or I do, and I will send you a link to register. And someone says, nice beard. Thank you. A little bit of winter growth. So I'm trying something a little bit different. If you can't grow it up here, try growing it down here. And ask if they can set up a product demo, watch the response. Yeah, so again, it's one of those things where you really need to be careful who you're connecting with and how you're connecting with them. If it doesn't feel good to you, if something seems off, then it probably is. So making sure that you don't feed into those spammy bait posts, making sure that you don't fall into the trap of those spammy AI messages and the spammy network marketers, and they're everywhere. Joe, I will send you a link for that. So Joe is saying I do. My wife and I are doing a free 5-day LinkedIn intensive. It's from January 18th to January 22nd. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of that week, the 18th to the 21st. The trainings are at 8 p.m. Eastern. Fridays at 5. They'll be recorded. You can watch the replays up until the following Tuesday. Greg, I will give you that link as well after we wrap up here. So I really want everyone being aware that in 2021, really posting in a very genuine and authentic way. And if you see, and Adam Posner, he's got a great podcast called The Poscast, and we were messaging back and forth. He says that he will actually, and Kathy, I will get you that as well. He actually, and someone wrote I do, but the name is not coming up, but I will check that after I get off of here. I'll log back on to Facebook. He actually will connect with that person. So this is how you can clear up your news feed so you don't see any of the spammy posts. Unconnect with those people. If someone is posting something and it just doesn't feel good, unconnect with them. If you're getting spammy messages from someone, unconnect with them. If you're seeing a spammy network marketer, unconnect with. You don't have to be connected to these people. So if you're seeing something that you don't want to see, you don't have to. Just unconnect with them. So again, if all of this has been relative and you've liked it and you found value, type a Y or a yes in the chat box. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. And again, January 18th to the 22nd. My wife and I are doing a free 5-day LinkedIn intensive called Amateur to Expert. We're going to teach you all the things that you need to do to become an amateur, or when you go from an amateur to an expert on LinkedIn. And if you would like to be a part of that, all you have to do, as Moira just did, type in I do, as Kathy has done, as Greg has done, as Joe has done. I will send you the link to join and sign up for our free 5-day LinkedIn intensive. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. So everyone, please enjoy the rest of your days, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.